I like that we had, God, that picture cracks me up with the tribbles on his mustache.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
but I like that, we had Lieutenant Eric's, who was introduced, even though I don't think he had any lines.
No.
We had Nurse Chapel, who popped in.
Oh, did she?
Yeah, she's there with Bones. We had Lieutenant Kyle that cracked me up. I was like, who's this guy that sounds just like Scotty? I don't know.
Scotty.
Did you guys have any favorite characters in the animated series, whether they're just favorite characters that you like from the original series? Roz,
Mr. Kyle.
Yeah, tell us why.
And don't they call him Mr. Kyle? Like, is it Kyle or Mr. Kyle?
Well, his last name is probably Kyle.
Okay.
So they probably, because he calls him Mr. Scott. Like Scotty is Mr. Scott.
Gotcha. I see. Yeah, no, I really appreciated Mr. Kyle, because I don't know, even when his scene just started, he was like, he just stood out to me and just had like a presence, and just like he knew his purpose. He knew his purpose. He knew why he was there, and he did it. But that brings me to something I wanted to bring up. There was a spot closer towards the end where someone is stuck in a sector, and they have to like get him out of it.
Yeah.
I noticed sometimes they started some of those situations, and I don't know if it was an animation thing, but they started those situations like with them already stuck or them already in a bind, and they didn't show them getting into the bind. Like, I don't know how he got sucked into that or stuck. Right. It just started there. So I didn't know what that was about, though, because some of the scenes, they just started with the conflict, if you will, and we didn't see how it became. That's
saving money on animation. I noticed that too, is that it takes more work to like create the conflict and do all this rather than just showing him, oh, I'm stuck now. Like now they've already done there's no hard part to be done. They're just like, oh, now I'm on the ground, but we don't have to actually animate him falling to the ground.
Well, speaking about saving money on animation, I noticed there was one cutaway for like 1 second on the bridge where in one second you've got Lieutenant Eric's, and then it cuts away, and then you've got Chekhov. And then it cuts back, and you've got Eric's again.
No way, really?
Yeah.
But Chekhov's not in the series.
Well, exactly. Or maybe it was not Chekhov, but it was some black-haired Caucasian male
I didn't notice
sitting next to Sulu instead of Eric's. And there's those kind of continuity errors all the time in the original series. I mean, you'll see one shot where Kirk is wearing his yellow shirt, and then in the same scene, it'll be a shot of him in his green shirt, and then they'll cut back and he'll be in his yellow shirt again.
That's funny, because I was actually looking for that specifically in a scene when there were the four of them walking on the away mission. And I remember thinking, like, because in all animated series back in the day, they would get like the wrong shirt color sometimes, and you'd be like, wait a minute, why is He-Man wearing red instead of purple or whatever? And I looked for it, but I didn't see it. So that's cool that you found one.
Yeah.
Do you have any favorite characters, Melissa?
Spock. Spock. No, yeah, Spock. Hasn't changed.
There's a lot of giggling for Spock there, Melissa. Do you want to tell us? Is there something you want to tell us?
No. Like this silent type.
Yeah, and he could also take he and Kirk.
I always have
Yeah.
He and Kirk could handle a death ray in the back for like 5 minutes at a time without dying or passing out. That was a pretty weak bridge laser.
Well, we don't know that it was a death ray, but
I mean, he had a laser on his back forever, and they're just like, it's like a sunburn. I hate it.
Baby. Oh, baby. Or else I'll give you for sunburn. Green burn. It's a green
Could be.
Green burn.
Because they have green blood. Vulcans have green blood.
It was
Good
green
knowledge.
ray.
Oh,
Isn't it?
sorry.
Oh, the mist stuff or the laser beam? Oh, whatever. Laser beam. One other thing I wanted to really quickly mention is to save money on animation, they gave them life support belts. Like actually in the original series and in the next generation, they put on full spacesuits
Right.
when they had to go out into
Mm,
when there's no atmosphere. But I guess somehow in the animated series they can just throw on a belt and they have a yellow force field around them and they can breathe okay.
Yeah.
mm.
Because then they have less
I
to
noticed
draw.
that.
Oh, by the way, I forgot to say, Roz, your favorite guy, Kyle, he actually, if he were a Bajoran, his last name would be Paka. Kyle
Oh.
Paka.
Oh,
Kyle
God.
Paka.
Kyle Paka.
That makes no sense to
waka.
her, Ryan. I don't know why you're even saying that
Oh,
as a joke to Roz.
Kyle Paka. It's a
All right,
a
I'll
Deep Space
explain.
Nine joke.
So, in Deep Space Nine,
It
my
doesn't
God.
deserve a.
all right, yeah,
No.
you're right. It doesn't deserve an explanation. It was just such a terrible joke.
But I do
In the-
want to piggyback on the Spock thing. Cartoon Spock, super hot. But real
Ah.
life Spock, not as much. Like I just
okay.
like the cartoon, you know, I was like, he's attractive. But like for the live action, I was like, not so much.
They did make them all pretty cut. If you look at just like right behind me,
Yeah,
they've all
pretty
got like the pectoral outlines,
Yeah. Shoulders, all that
Yeah.
stuff, you know? Just,
butts,
Yeah.
probably. We're talking about poo this episode, so why not talk about butts?
Yeah, they're all pretty ripped. I noticed that especially with Scotty. He was not just ripped, but he was also like burly. They made him like burly man. Anyway, in the comments below,
look at
everybody,
Kyle's arms. Look at Kyle's arms in Roz's background.
yes, very much so.
Sorry,
guys,
what were you saying, Ryan?
no, I was just gonna say, look in the comments below, guys. Let us know, scale of 1 to 10, how good that Kyle Pocket joke was. Because I think this is a tough crowd, but I feel like it was a 7.
Yeah, 0 to 10. You can choose 0.
0 is an option.
Yeah.
I thought it was. I liked it. I was
Also,
proud
just
of
leave
it.
us a comment. Tell us who your favorite character was. Tell us how the animation was.
Mhm.
Tell us if you've ever had faith of the shark.
Whoops. Guess we'll edit that part out, Mike. That's so gross.
I'm not going to edit
Immature.
anything out, Ryan. Come on, you know me.